Hi, and welcome to this video. My name is Arina Kuteyeva, and I'm the marketing manager for the Smart Mobility and Automotive portfolio at we.CONECT. Today, I'm joined by Sahil Potnis, Director of Autonomous Vehicle Performance at Motional. Sahil is speaking at the upcoming OSS 5 USA conference, and that is taking place in San Francisco from June 28th to 30th. It's good to have you with us, Sahil. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing really well. Really looking forward to the conference and speaking with you, Alina, today.
Great. So let's jump right into it. Could you please tell us a few words about your role at Motional and what in your role do you find especially inspiring?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, I'm Sahil. I'm the Global Director of AV Performance Analysis here at Motional. I joined Motional almost 2.5 years back. And, since then, we have developed and evolved this team into, a big group of people that looks at and studies the performance issues and deficiencies coming from our autonomous vehicle fleet. And one of the things that really inspires me in this role is just having a fantastic team, who works together on solving the problems. Since we get the data, from our autonomous vehicles, both on the road and simulations, we are often like challenged by new problems and innovative ways to go around those challenges to fix those problems to improve our performance. So every day is a new day and a new challenge. So that's what inspires me in my role.
Amazing. At OSS 5 USA, you will be talking about applying the learnings from autonomous vehicle testing performance to driverless robotaxis. Can you provide a few examples of learnings that Motional has gained from this testing and how these have been applied to improve the performance of your self-driving fleet?
Absolutely. So, related to my topic, one of the sort of industry-wide problem or a sort of an opportunity that we all face is, how best can we collect our testing data, right, to improve the performance of our cars, to make them like safer, reliable, and launch worthy, for driverless operations. So my topic is going to speak more about, some of the ways in which Motional as a company we have operated our vehicles in different cities for different like missions. And we always believe in running, more like test-oriented leaner operations, meaning, we need to have a goal to a particular mission and why we are collecting that data, whether that data is collected from the road or in simulation. So there have been numerous occasions in which, we start collecting data and we are like, hey, this particular, let's say, for example, operational domain is not viable for testing, or we are facing operational constraints, or there are engineering processes which need to be changed. And the good thing is that our processes are leaner and we pivot and we make sure that the data that we collect ultimately can be used for improvements to our overall product, including training your AI ML algorithms, or using that for finding like new surprise defects in the system, and then using that in the overall AV product development lifecycle. So I'll talk more in the actual conference session about some of the examples and where we have learned. But I think this session would be extremely useful to get the industry feedback as well on what everyone else is doing in their own world, and kind of like come together as a subject matter expert group and talk about these challenges.
Yes, I understand. Looking forward to your presentation as well. And when we talk about deploying driverless robotaxis on a commercial scale, what are some of the key challenges that arise, and how the testing that you've done helped to address these challenges?
Right. So when we talk about deployment at scale, one of the things that's very important is the operational, utilization, efficiency, uptime of our fleet, maintenance of the cars. Like that's one part of the puzzle which is extremely important. We want to make sure that we are not deploying any vehicles, with issues on the car, and they're probably not safer or reliable. So maintaining that part of it at scale becomes a problem, or really a challenge, which does not arise before when you're testing and when you're in the early cycle of development. When you're in the early cycle of development, it's more about improving the performance, finding the issues that leads to like operational takeovers, or those edge cases which you get in your different operational domains, could be around construction, emergency vehicles. So the spectrum of the problems that we go from, having a few cars to at scale when we talk about becomes totally different. When we talk about scale, you're expecting your technology to be more mature, more robust and reliable. But then you start going into operational, efficiency knobs. So while it's important that we maintain the operational efficiency, it's also very important that we understand where in the spectrum our technology is, so we can have right mitigations in place to make our product safer and comfortable for everyone.
So where can I take a ride in one of your robo-taxis?
That's an excellent question. So we are operating with Uber and Lyft in Las Vegas. So Las Vegas is our operational center. So if you get a chance to visit, you'll see Motional robo taxis on the strip and going in and out of different casinos. So we're doing robo taxis there, and we have Uber Eats delivering packages to customers in the city of Santa Monica in LA. So if you go to either of these two cities, you should see Motional cars going around.
Okay, great. Then Las Vegas and LA will be my next stop.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so as the technology for autonomous vehicles continues to advance so rapidly, how do you envision AV testing evolving in the future? So what areas do you think require the most exploration and improvement in this field?
Yeah, so I think, having physical vehicles, you can only test so much, right? You have like physical constraints of deploying your testing fleet for a certain number of hours. You have like staffing, allocation. So there's a lot of like operational aspects that come into picture. So I still strongly believe like simulation as a technology, needs to be at the forefront of, like testing the autonomous vehicles more at scale, right? So of course you can get like more higher fidelity results from actual like autonomous vehicles, on the road. But if you can get your sim tech comparable to that level of, like fidelity and accuracy and, what are different adjectives you want to use there, I think that will help any company to go from, 0 to 100 in a short period of time. But of course, it comes with the investment in engineering, in different tools, and these different challenges come up. And simulation needs to be holistic, right? Like it needs to cover all the way from your sensors to the actual platform. Now, in reality, the industry, we have challenges with sensor simulation and some of the other core aspects of simulation. But I guess that's what we need to work on together and see what different options that we can use to scale the testing beyond just the vehicles.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you are the first time speaker at OSS 5 USA and our autonomous vehicles events in general. So what are your expectations from the conference?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being in San Francisco by the end of this month. I think the most important thing for me is to connect with the right people and the bright minds of our industry, and to share our experiences, thoughts, learnings, and what we have learned gained in the past so many years. I still strongly believe that at some point, there has to be more coordination and standardization of some of the practices that we do within the industry. Only then it's going to become more like stronger going forward. But I look forward to interacting with all, sharing my thoughts in the speaker session and in the challenge your peers segment as a part of the Auto AI conference, and listen to the other speakers and say and see what they have to say and talk about their topics.
Fantastic. All right, thank you so much for your time. And once again, Sahil Potnis, Global Director of Autonomous Vehicle Performance at Motional. So he will be joining us as a speaker for the OSS 5 conference and a moderator for a workshop at Auto AI, which both take place in San Francisco from June 28th to 30th. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shalina. I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
See you soon.